Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 500. Today is Sunday, January 4th, 2026, and I'm glad you could join me today. It is a rainy day. It's going to be a busy day. But I figured that I should at least try to record today. And would it be? It'd be the case where I worked this morning to finally finish something, so yay! Um, but we'll get into that a little bit later. And then the other thing that I ended up pulling out was a 2025 in review, mostly. There were a couple of things that were still missing, but it's okay. So, one thing that apparently I did not try hard to finish this week was my Cinetop, but I do believe that it will be finished very soon. So right now it's a little bit scrunched up on the needles, but I am uh, seven rows away from being done with the body. Um, and then what comes next is grafting and sleeves. So all very manageable sorts of things. So, um, it does look like there will be enough yarn. It does look like, what would it be? I'll have to decide if I want my sleeves to be slightly different colors. And I will need to consult the pattern to figure out how many stitches I should be reserving for them. But not too crazy there. It is tunic length, and I was concerned about running out of teal, but it looks like I'm gonna make it to the end. This I should totally be able to do 6 rows in that one, no problem. And what that does mean, I think, um, we'll just have to figure out. We'll just have to figure out what exactly I want to do. Like, because this looks like I could totally just knit sleeves, a little bit of ribbing for the sleeves in navy and call it a day. Options. So, very close to being done. I ended up spending more time spinning. But Cinety Ksenia Dedeon, aka Life is Cozy, probably easier to find her under that. And I'm knitting it out of Studio Donegal Darny, in a hot pink, navy blue, and teal color, which definitely messes with the brain a little bit, but I think overall it should be a nice project. Um, so what's going to happen next is I'll finish all of the rows. From there, I will decide on if I need to do any modifications, like if I want to make it a couple rows bigger or what's going on. And then I can proceed to seam stuff. But exciting times. So, not too crazy. Um, we'll come back. Like I was gonna pull something up, then I changed my mind. So, um, I just marked this as done in Ravelry, but this is my 20-ounce, um, whatever, um, dizzed off the drum carder bat, sweater spin. So this is 5 plies. I have Finn, BFL, Falkland, a little bit of mohair. The blue fin is something that I dyed myself at yarn school, so yay for using up some yarn school stash. I included that with 2 bumps of Hello Yarn. Um, and then boosted that up with 4 ounces of BFL. So it'd be the case that the Hello Yarn had yellows, blues, greens, and browns in it. The BFL was oatmeal, or what would it be, or like marl. So it was like browns and whites. And then the overall impression is blue. But because of like the complement, I think it complement and the brown, it does end up being. It's not like, or would it be? In comparison to some of the blue, it's just not too crazy. But definitely interesting because I don't know, I'm very curious to see this knit up. But it definitely, or what is it? I'm gonna wash it and see what sort of weight it comes up to. Like it definitely feels like this looks like a sport weight right now, and that might be generous. But I started this July 16th, 2022, and I finished it January 4th, 2026. So, um, 4 calendar years of spinning for this one. So, um, you think I would learn my lesson? Like, to be fair, would be it was like there have been like a couple of mitigating factors, like whatever. Yeah, I think about all the things that have happened in my life while this spin has happened, and it's like, okay, fine. But it's done now. Yay! And I do think it does look pretty cool. So you do get just like little blips of color. So I am sort of curious how it's going to end up knitting up. It definitely does hit that trekking XXL look to it. Um, where where you have like a really good marl going on, even though that was not what the fiber looked like as I was spinning it. So basically I made bats that had um, alternating layers of my blue fiber, the variegated fiber, and the natural fiber. And then at the very end, I put a little bit of mohair on top. And so every so often, there's a place where you'll see like a streak of it. It didn't necessarily blend super duper a lot. But this just ended up meaning that in any draft, you could have any of the colors come up. And then I took those, I dizzed them off the drum carder, and then I split them up into lengths. Um, like, I think I split them into fits, and then separated them into different bags. And then as I was spinning it, I decided that um, 2 of the bags I would spin as the full length, so the 2 feet, ish. I don't know. It's probably different. So do like the full length. 2 of them I ended up splitting each length of fiber into half, and then one of them I ended up splitting each length of fiber into thirds and then mixing it all up. So it would be the case where there are probably some sections that are more yellow, more green, or more brown just based on the variegated fiber. Um, there was one bat that I layered differently, and I really don't think that you can tell. So, so we'll find out what sort of yardage I got in this. The hope was that if I was making like a 3-ply fingering, that this would be more like a DK to worsted. But I ended up spinning it really fine. So, and then it was the case where I wanted to switch up my spinning style overall, because having projects take this long to do is not like a ton of fun. So I will be working on that. Would be sort of in like I can now switch up my spinning style because I'm done with this big project. It was a pretty interesting ply. So most of this one was, or whatever, this is how much my jumbo bobbin can hold. So I haven't weighed it yet, but like pretty good portion of it could fit on it. Um, and then I got a lot of this one plied before I started to run out of yarn on bobbins. So it was the case where I took my biggest bobbin, made a plying bracelet, and plied for a while until I ran out on another bobbin, and then I took my biggest bobbin and made a different plying bracelet, um, until I ran out of that. Um, and then at the very end, effectively speaking, I did like a 4-ply, but it's fine. We will just all use it together anyways. I don't think you can really tell a big difference at this point. So it'll basically just be extra yarn. Um, but right now it's just all incorporated into the same thing. So I'm gonna wash it. Weather's been pretty terrible. It's been very rainy and dreary. um, but wash it, get it dried, probably reskein it. Um, only rescanning because I would like to know what the true yardage is, basically. And then I can figure out grist from there. So figure out what type of yarn I ended up making. But these are pretty solid, but they're also pretty curly and crazy. Because I did literally just finish it. It's fine. It's fine. So, so I was calling this my Earth Tones sweater spin, so exciting times. And yeah, I think it'll look really nice. Um, do I have room in my stash for this big a ball of yarn? No. Do I have room in my heart to cast this on immediately? No. It's fine. It's fine. So this counts as a big finish for me, um, and should be good. Um, would it be? It'll probably be the case where I end up, um, or would it be? This was like sort of like a bigger dress rehearsal for, um, like a dyed in the wool project that I was thinking about. We'll we'll see how everything comes together, as you do. So, um, yeah, so with yardage and grist, I will have a better idea about what sort of pattern I would like to make with this. Like, I think, um, like overall, like it should, like, I tried to make it so that the yarn wasn't too loud. It was only when you looked at it up close that you're like, um, so hopefully I can do whatever I want to do with this, but I, I don't think I got DK. Doesn't seem like it. So, depending on what I get, um, we'll see what happens. But exciting times. So, one side effect of doing the great stash reorganization, and the fiber is piled so high up there you can't even you can't even see how far it's going right now. Um, was that I did decide on my next spinning project and I really need to spin it thicker because I weighed everything out and it was 700 grams, which is like maybe like Molly, you just finished. um, let's calculate. Let's calculate. Yeah, it would be. I've pulled out enough fiber in order to basically make 20 ounces of yarn. I just finished 20 ounces. It's like maybe we'll do better and not have so many. So what I have going on is I have taken all of my small bits of fiber and I have separated them into a rainbow. I carded my first one um, on New Year's Eve, and I may need to change my process like a smidge, but I basically have 8 different groups of fiber, and I'll be able to make 2 bats per color. I tried to fit this all on the drum carder, and um, at some point it was full, so I pulled it off the drum carder and separated my remaining fiber into 2 piles, and then carded it again. But these are the teals. So I think my game plan is I'm going to spin this thick and lofty, or just spin thick, so it's over. um, what would it be? And put it on a bobbin, um, and go from there. And I would it be so it'd be the case where so this is in the middle of the gradient. I decided I wanted to check and make sure everything was looking okay. I might do one of the more sketchy colors next. I had to put in a lot of filler to make yellow big enough. You can see yellow there. Like you can see how much purple I tried to put in yellow. It was like, will it blend? Probably. It's mostly it should look right. I put a lot of brown and orange because as you do. So, would it be? So it'd be the case where I should have approximately equal things. It's gonna make quite a bit of yarn. I want to spin it thick because I don't want it to take forever. Um, but hopefully that will sort of tamp down like a significant portion of the fiber stash. Um, but basically that's sort of like the side effect of that. So I did a big fiber stash photo on New Year's Eve, and I did the yarn stash photo on New Year's Day. So live streams are on the YouTube channel if you really want some slow TV with me mostly not talking. It's fine. It's fine. So, um, and I do have to laugh because apparently one of the decisions that I ended up making last year was that I had a cubby that was a mixture of yarn and fiber, and so I missed like a whole almost 2 pounds of fiber because they were mixed up. Alas. um, it's definitely the case where would it be like I'm a little bit torn because I like having the ability to make like a pretty big project, but then on the other hand, it'd be like my life is pretty busy. So we'll see. We'll see how things come together. It's fine. Um, but Yeah. So it would be the case where you're like, all right, big sweater spin's done. Um, it might end up being a little bit, I don't know, I don't know. What would it be? Um, like I feel like I should give washing my Romney fleece one more go before I attempt to dye it. But it sounds very intimidating right now. It was like my CVM might be easier. We'll see how it goes. That's fine. Um, but definitely the case where like, all right, I've decided what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna make these bats. That first bat is absolutely gorgeous. And it may be the case where I make a bat, spin a bat, um, and then make the next bat. But I have all of the fiber separated, weighed, ready to go. Um, and it was definitely the case where when I was like trying to figure out how to balance all of the fiber, it was like, well, now I want to see how it is. So I might have been able to finish plying sooner had I not been distracted. But it's fine. It's fine. Um, so the other side effect of going through all the stash was the only special stash photo I ended up taking was of sweater quantities. Like I didn't really feel like whatever spinning that I had finished in 2025 was only like small samples. So almost all of my spinning time in 2025 was spent either not being able to spin or working on that big sweater spin project. So it's fine. So I didn't take a special picture of the hand spun because there really hadn't been too much change there. Um, but yeah, but so sweater was my special category. I was it was the case where I basically just sort of wanted like a visual aid. Because it would be the case where that ends up making like a pretty decent portion of the stash. Like I definitely like it definitely covered the most area for sure. Um, so what I ended up deciding after sort of looking through everything was that I should, or I've decided that I wanted to use some yarn that I got at the last Good Stitches Fest. So, um, I went to Stitches West, the year that I moved to California, 2020. Um, so right before COVID, um, because that was like whatever, like end of February 2020, and my impossible quest for the Stitches Market was to find a gradient, a woolen spun yarn so that I could knit and a scrum ring. I feel like I'm missing one of the colors. Nope. I definitely have six. Oh, this one here. Yeah. Ta-da! So this was my impossible quest. So I ended up getting 12 skeins of phenol PT2. Um, and it's been taking up a lot of volume in my stash. And so I decided I didn't feel like putting it away. I was gonna put it in the bag I got. That's gotten plenty of use. Um, Almost to the point where some spots are wearing a bit, but you got this all put together, like so much volume. The only thing in here is the 12 50-gram balls. Um, so, um, so scrum ring is this skein deer knits pattern. I bought the yarn specifically for that. Um, Basically, it is trees and snow. and it should be quite lovely. It's going to be my first steeked project. I got all of the stuff I needed in order to needle felt that steek. Um, Depending on my levels of anger, that could be quite satisfying. But yeah, no, I've decided it's finally its turn. The second place was, in terms of yarn that took 2 whole Ziploc bags in order to store, the second place one was my Misty wool for the Centerpoint popover, but that yarn wasn't quite as old. I definitely have older yarn too. I definitely have um, DFW Fiberfest sweater quantities still kicking around as well. Rolling Rock yarn. Um, I have at least one Hohi Locatelli one, so it was the case where it's like, all right, that's fine. But effectively speaking, like these 3 cubbies here are my sweater quantities, and so I decided to have those be front and center for the year instead of fiber. Obviously, fiber worked great. I will probably feel totally differently later. Um, but yeah, so that won't get cast on right away. Um, what I still need to fix my husband's mitts. I haven't started that yet. I need to finish the sweater and then do the mitts, which reknitting the fingers really shouldn't take that long. I've been busy with stuff since July. It's fine. Um, so, what it be? So then that's the case where we can see what sweater I want to work on next, if that's gonna end up being um like another fairly old sweater quantity or go from there. Not sure. Um, and in terms of like the second cast on project, would it be? I think I need to do a pair of socks, so I'll do that. um, I've definitely slowed down quite a bit on the sock knitting, so it's fine. No big deal. Um, so since we are speaking, um, would it be? I don't know if that's something I need to do in the daylight or while I'm still on break. But yeah, these mitts are, I'm gonna get the fingers off. Unfortunately, I think the thumbs too as well, and we'll get started on this one. We'll just have to see. Like, unfortunately, it's like really bad bar knitting. But whatever, we'll get it figured out. So, 2025 interview. It was like I was seeing a lot of this like on Instagram. It's like, oh, the things I did. It was like it's like what did I even do? Like, because I had spent so long on those 2 projects. Like basically, I cast the Go-Go Dynamo and the Cinity in July, and I've been working on those since then, so I'd forgotten what else had happened. Um, so yeah, other stuff had happened. I'd pulled out something that I'd finished in 2024 and I'd forgotten. So, um, what had I finished? I finished a pair of socks for a friend, and they have been sent away. I finished 2 dragons for my daughter and my niece. And then this stuff. It was like, could I have grabbed that stuff? Maybe. It's fine. So, I think we start here. Um, so I had decided I wanted to knit the Go-Go Dynamo, and I bought 4 skeins of yarn to try to go with this one, and it didn't go. And so I knit a Holden out of my Maiden Swiss handspun. And quite gorgeous, quite lovely. This is COVID yarn. It is 6 plies fingering, and I did add perfect little iridescent beads to it, so it does have a nice little heft. But so good. So glad I found the right pattern for the yarn. Little bit bummed it couldn't be that super graphic shawl, but it's fine. But 8 ounces, like pretty big project. The other thing that I ended up finishing this year was this one I ended up finishing in the summertime. So this is my peacock brioche. And so I ended up using 2 skeins of Woolmisa blend. This one is Verex and Versace, and this one is Anne Colton Polar, my original all-time favorite Woolmisa color. And so I knit this freestyle shawl, scarfy thing. So like, why do I still have an end? I still have ends. And this is a fireworks hat by Olga Jazzy. So this is all integrating skills from um, 2024 SSK with the double brioche. So I was like, why have I not woven in the ends on this hat? So hat can be folded, hat can have the whimsical top, but the hat is much simpler than the shawl. I'm pretty proud of how the shawl turned out. So, um, I can like keyhole this, I can just wrap it around. It's definitely just like a little simple piece, but super cute. Also very cute with short hair. So, and this was fairly old stash because I had gotten this, I think, in 2017 at the Woolmisa store. So, not too crazy. So while I was in London in March, my knitting group was texting about doing 2 knit-alongs, and this is the result of one of them. So this is my rocket tee. I got this yarn at Knit with Attitude. So I have um, Hillesvåg Solier, and then I have Gold #4 in rainbow. So this is my painbow sweater. Would it be like, is the Hillesvåg pretty scratchy? Yeah. Do I think it's gonna wear pretty nicely? Yeah. Um, do I want to figure out why I can't get the bottom to lay nicely? I probably just need more ribbing. So not sure. It would break the rainbow illusion. Um, unless I want to do the situation where I start the ribbing and the blue. Not sure. So I might fix this during Stash Dash. We'll see. Um, but yeah, everything, it turned out really nicely on the sleeves and collar, so I'm just surprised the bottom was so flippy. But super happy with this one. I do have the lace detail on the side. Um, and should be good. Should get lots of wear as like a light t-shirt, especially when things warm up again. Where I feel like the warm season in California is fairly long. So what I wasn't able to show you guys last time was this is my last finish for 2025. It is the Go-Go Dynamo, and this blocked ginormous. So it was a good size shawl unblocked, and then I blocked the living daylights out of it. I did end up doing the little bit of surgery um, for each one of these guys in order to free up, and I think I managed, yeah, I think it was worth like many rows of stretch to do that. But this shawl is just ridiculous. So super happy with how this one turned out. So Go-Go Dynamo um, by Stephen West, knit out of Fiber Optic Gleam in Midnight Dolphin, and from Dusk Till Dawn in the Bliss Yarns colorway. but so lovely. Um, so this one is almost the case where I can just wear it on my back, um, tie it in the back, and everything's covered. Everything. Yeah, no, because this one is more than the length of my torso, and I think the tails with it wrapped around my neck are the wingspan, so more than my wingspan. It was like bat wings, ah! So this block's so big. Did it need to be this big? Maybe not. Am I pretty pleased that I added all that border? Yes. Was it a really, really long project? Absolutely. It was just the case where I was like, because the finish shawl was like fairly compact. And then after I blocked it, I'm like, now I know where all my knitting time went. 6 months of knitting. Or close. Close. Yeah. 5 months of knitting. So super happy with this. Not my favorite Stephen West pattern to knit. Definitely had to backtrack quite a bit. Um, but I am happy with the finished object. I absolutely in love with all the yarns that I used for this. Because yeah, the alpaca fluff is super nice. And super in love with would it be how I was able to sort of subtly shift things depending on holding it with stuff or not. So, um, definitely a fan of this project. Super happy it's done. As you do. So, not too bad. So, if I had dug around a little bit more, I probably could have pulled one more project to share with you guys, but I figure man socks and two dragons, whatever, it's fine. So, I feel would it be? It'd be the case where I was feeling like a little bit bad that I'd been sort of stuck on stuff for so long, but I think now it'd be like unstuck. So I'm almost done with the sweater. Um, I hopefully will be fixing my spouse's mitts in a much more permanent way. So I stop needing to constantly repair them. Um, and then I can work on what it be my intention of sweaters for a while. So should be good. Um, so I'd like to thank everyone who watches the podcast. Definitely appreciate it. 500 episodes. It's whatever, crazy milestone for sure. Especially now with like an every 2 week cadence, it definitely takes much longer to get there. Um, and what would it be? I'm hoping for a lovely 2026. Definitely feeling nice after about 2 weeks off work, so yay! So, what would it be? I'll be back to the grind again tomorrow, but should be okay. So we'll see what I finish and what I start in the coming days. Um, would it be? It may be the case where I do like a pretty good burn on the sweater and mitt so we can move on. um, but yeah, should be good. So, with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. So, take care, guys. Bye bye.